Hello and assalamu alaikum. The topic for today's video lecture is compound inequalities. Compound inequalities are statements in which you see more than one inequality sign in a single sentence. So I'll explain this concept with the help of a few examples. So let's start. The first example, the first question is write down the integer values that satisfy this given inequality. This is a compound. You can see there are more than one inequality signs in this. So, so I need to find the integer values. This means I need to find whole numbers only. They can be positive, negative, or zero. So let's start with this. If you want to solve, if you want to understand this statement basically, then it is better to split this statement into two parts. How you will write? You will split it up. So just see, you can write it as -1 is less than or equal to n, and n is less than 2. So using the term in the middle, you can split this into two meaningful sentences. Now if you read the first sentence, this means that your n is either greater than or equal to -1. And your second statement says that your n is less than 2. So your n is bound by two values, right? If you look at the number line, it will show like this. Let me draw the number line for you. So on the number line, this will look like, let me draw this number line. So your answers, they have -1 in that because your n has equal to sign here, and your answer starts from -1, but they end up at 2. So this is the solution on the number line, and you need only integer values from that. So if you look at the integer values in this range, they are -1, 0, and 1. Since 2 is not included, there is no equal to sign here. So 2 is not included in your answer. So your final answer should be your integer values of n are integer values of n, sorry, n are -1, 0, and 1. So these are the three integer values. So now if you read this statement out again, your n is either greater than or equal to -1, and your n is less than 2. So this is the first question. Let's proceed to the second question now. Here it is given that your n is greater than 1 by 5, which is, and your n is less than 1 by 4. If you split this up, your n is more than 1 by 5, and your n is less than 1 by 4. So you need to write a decimal value from this range. So if you convert this, the first number into decimal form, this number into decimal form, 1 by 5 is 0.2. So your n must be more than 0.2, and your n must be less than 1 by 4. This is 0.25. So if you look at the range, your n should be more than 0.2, but your n should be less than 0.25. So if you can, in this question, it is you are asked to write any decimal value from this range. So you can write any decimal number between 0.2 and 0.25. So you can write your n can be any number. So it can be 0.21 or 0.22 or 0.23 or any other answer. So you need to write only one answer from this. So you need to write only one answer because it is written that write down a decimal value. So only one is required. So if you write any one of them, your answer will be acceptable. Let us proceed to a few complex questions now. In this question again, let's start, this is again a compound inequality. Let's split this up. So minus 6 is less than or equal to 3x, and 3x is lesser than 6. So this is the first step. Break it up into two parts. Now we need to simplify this part. We need to know the range of values of x, which is, to simplify this, we divide both sides by 3. So let's divide both sides by 3. So this comes to minus 2 is greater than or equal to x. So x is either greater than or equal to minus 2. And let's do the second thing also. So here again you need to divide by 3 on both sides. So your x is less than 2. So now if you look at your answer, your x is more than minus 2 and your x is less than 2. If you need to draw the number line, so you can draw the number line again as we drew in the first question. So let me show you the solutions on the number line they will look like. So let's draw the number line. So your answers, they are, if you look at the answers, your answers, they are more than 2, including 2. 2 is included in your answers, they are more than 2. But your answers, they are more than minus 2, sorry. And your answers, they are less than 2. So no inequality sign, so we draw a hollow circle here. So since in the question he has asked you to write all the integer values of x, so integer values of x, they will be integer values of x equals, so what are the integer values in this? Minus 2, then minus 1, then 0, and then 1. 2 is not included, so you'll not write that. So minus 2, comma, minus 1, comma 0, comma 1. So these are the integer values within this range. This is my answer. You need to write all the integer values. If you miss any one of them, you will lose some marks. So let's proceed to the last question. Again, a compound inequality, a more complex one. Now let's split it up. So minus 3 is less than 2y minus 6, and 2y minus 6, the whole of the middle term, is less than 4. So now we need to do a little working to make y subject in both inequalities. So either you move 6 to the other side, or you add 6 to both sides. So if you add 6 to both sides, your minus 3 and plus 6 will be plus 3. And here, if you add 6 to both sides, or you move the 6 here, this will be 4 plus 6 will be 10, and 6 will be eliminated from this side. So 2y is less than 4 plus 6, that will be 10. Now let's divide both sides by 2. So here my y will be more than 3 by 2, and 3 by 2 is 1.5, and my y will be less than 5. So if you want to combine them, you can combine them as a single compound inequality. Your y is more than 1.5 and your y is less than 5. So if you want to combine the answers, you can combine the answers. Even in the question that we did earlier, you can combine the answers like x is more than or equal to -2 and your x is less than 2. The key rule is whenever you want to read any statement, read from x, from wherever your variable is. So this is the answer. You need to write the integer values from that because integer values they are required. So the integer values of y they are integer values of y equals, you need to write all integer values. And now since there is no equality sign, you can look at the both statements, both inequality signs. There is no equal to sign here. So this means 1.5 and 5 they are not included, but all values in between they will be. So the first integer value after 1.5 is 2, then 3, then 4. And since 5 is not included, so you will not write that. If you need to draw this on the number line, so you can draw it. Let's draw the solution on the number line again. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 1.5 will be somewhere in between this 1 and 2. It will be somewhere here. So let's suppose this is 1.5. So your answer is 1.5. It starts from 1.5, excluding 1.5. It's not included, no equal to sign. And your answers, they add up at 5. So you can see the integer values in between. There are 2, 3, and 4. So these are the 3 integer values. So this is the way you're going to solve the compound inequalities. Thank you very much for watching the video.